First of all, reading is an important part. So I always say that whatever you read, it comes to your mind and you process it and you start creating your own thoughts. So reading is an important part of public speaking. All great leaders are great readers and all great speakers are also great readers. So you have to keep that in mind that if you have the right content to deliver in front of any crowd with your own subject, reading will help you a lot. Practice never makes you perfect. We always live with this belief and myth with our upbringing, and parents have taught us that practice makes you perfect. Beta, go ahead and practice a lot. Yeah. Practice, my dear friend, will never make you perfect. Practice will make you better. Practice will make you progressive.
Hello all, welcome to our podcast. A podcast where we try to dive into the minds of extraordinary people. People who have either broken barriers, shaped industries, or those who can inspire billions. Today, we have with us author Sherry, who is distinguished international public speaking coach who has been multiple times TEDx speaker, Josh Talk speaker, facilitator, educator, and a motivational speaker. He has conducted hundreds of seminars on topics like emotional wellness, science of storytelling, art of speaking, and motivational speaking. So I believe that today's podcast will be very informative and motivational for all the students out there. So please stay tuned. Let's get started and let's get inspired. Hello, sir. Welcome to our podcast. Please give a brief introduction of yourself to our audience.
Sure. I'm author Sherry. I'm an international public speaking and communication coach. And I've written 12 books and I've been on TEDx for 13 times. I've done 4 Josh Talks. And I've been with a lot of corporates, 100 plus corporates, and I've done 1500 plus motivational and professional lectures with them. And I have a mission to create 1 million public speakers in India by 2030. And I'm into this field for last 18 years and working progressively. And I work with a lot of corporate promoters, CXOs, industrialists, public figures to help them create their stagecraft skills and become effective public speakers to create a compelling aura around them.
Very nice, sir. It's very good to see sick people reaching these heights, and I think it is the greatest introduction that we have on this podcast till now. So, sir, what inspired you to become a public speaking coach?
I remember 13 years back, there was a stage failure which I had, and like we are talking right now, and I could not realize that time that stage speaking or public speaking became so difficult. And that was the moment I realized that even if I know the subject well, I could not speak in front of a lot of people.
Yes.
And I realized that this is more than speaking.
Yes.
It has got performance, it has got art. And I need to get into this art because at that moment I had a blackout, the butterflies gushing out of my stomach, I had my legs trembling, my hands shaking, my sweat is coming on the forehead, and I was actually into a panic attack mode. And I realized that this is something which I really, really need to master and work upon. And to all the students who are listening to this podcast is that I really want to tell them that it doesn't matter what stature of career you are into or what level of career you want to achieve. But I must tell you that learn the art of communication, because during the day, more than 15 to 18,000 words we speak is all communication. 75 to 80% we do is all storytelling. And whatever position you achieve, either in corporate or business world, 80 to 90% of the time during the day, you will do only communication.
Yes.
So why not to learn it?
Yes, Dilpa sir. And I think you are an example for them that once one person can deal with anxiety attacks while being on stage, and in future, then that person can become a public speaker, an international public speaker. So I think they should learn from you, and I think I should also learn from you, sir. So I think you have dealt with 1 lakh plus individuals till now?
Yeah, more than that. In fact, I got the opportunity to train a lot of people, especially during lockdown. So we had batches of thousands of people online. And that was the time when I realized that India should have its public speaking university also. I got that trademark, got that registered. Now I have got India's first public speaking university in my name, registered and trademarked. I spoke to education authorities also to work upon this very important subject on how to create a university on this subject, because I believe that every household should have one public speaker. Just like parents think of making their kids a doctor, lawyer, engineer, journalist. Why not to think of a public speaker? We are into a video economy world where people love to speak on YouTube, create their reels, get viral, become influencer.
Yes.
People are like, especially talk about kids and students, they love to speak on camera, share their content, share their heart out. Why not to create a vision to have one public speakers in every household so that we can have 10 lakh youth leaders, which is 1 million speakers by 2030, who can represent global platforms, representing India. I mean, imagine the Viksit Bharat 2047 by Honorable Prime Minister of India. And he speaks about creating leaders. And I'm exactly doing that and in a different way. I'm making them speak, making them express, making them articulate. And that's where they can show up and they can engage with a lot of people, not only in India, but abroad also. I think this is what really excites me, drives me, and I'm passionate about.
So I think, sir, we learn the teaching technique for every student that you deal with should be different, or it is just the same when you train. While we are speaking that you have trained like 1 lakh people plus now. So what was your approach of making them believe in themselves and speak upfront and amongst different people, amongst a lot of people? So was your approach the same with every individual while you were teaching them to speak up, or your approach was different for every student?
Okay, so just like every lock has a different key,
Yes.
not all locks are the same.
Yes.
And not all the keys are the same.
Yes.
In coaching also, not every individual works the same way.
Yes.
Because of their environment, upbringing, parenting, thought process, leadership values, and of course their own sentiments. So every individual has its own way of processing the thought and taking a perspective. Now, if I tell you something, you might have a different perspective to what I'm showing to you. And if I ask somebody else, he will see the same thing but with a different perspective. And that is where I'm coming upon. So when we do coaching and mentoring, we need to take care of the customized part. So I prefer to do customized coaching because we diagnose the person individually at their thought level, mindset, that's psychology. Then the structure, the articulation, how they're speaking, how they are creating a contemporary art or talking of sentence formation or the hold on the language or what kind of diction you are using. And thirdly, most important, it is how you share your experiences, that's storytelling. So when I check all these three key pillars of communication, which I have derived over a period of time with my own experience and research on the subject, I think that it works one to one in a very different way.
Okay.
So what you need or what you are doing in communication may differ from other. So the coaching will differ there for sure.
Yes. So while dealing with all of these students, what lessons you have learned? What are the obstacles that students usually feel in public speaking, and how did you help them overcome them?
So every day is a new challenge. I remember I have recently worked with a boy who was 20 years old. He had cerebral palsy, and I had to train him for his shivering hand, for his slurry tongue, his stuttering issue, voice clarity, voice modulation. I think that was a very different challenge which I took, and fortune favors the brave, and I come up with the success with that boy. He spoke on two different stages in just span of 3 months in over with over 150 plus people with a comprised and compact prepared speech. And when we talk about different challenges, a lot of the students have the fear and an anxiety problem. It's they're so young, but still they face that issue. I try to address that, and then there are certain issues related to, as I said, language. Sometimes it's speaking with confidence, and sometimes it's just about building confidence and showing them up the right way. Sometimes it's all about how you have to uh, disseminate the content in front of the crowd and how you have to do audience engagement, how to create humor, how to create emotions and feelings. So there are a lot of things which we covered when we do one-to-one coaching and mentoring. But these are some of the major problems which students face. I think the common problem which we see is that the low confidence issue, and of course they know what to speak, but they don't have that expression, or they don't have that ability to compare and collect their right sentences and the right diction to feel that okay, what I'm talking is absolutely right to the core. So again, it is all about how you express yourself with the right words, at the right time, with the right people, on the right subject.
Yes. So we are talking about confidence here. So can you suggest some of the techniques or daily habits that students can inculcate in their schedule for building that confidence?
For sure. See, first of all, reading is an important part. So I always say that whatever you read, it comes to your mind and you process it and you start creating your own thoughts. So reading is an important part of public speaking. All great leaders are great readers and all great speakers are also great readers. So you have to keep that in mind that if you have the right content to deliver in front of any crowd with your own subject, reading will help you a lot. The second thing is that practice never makes you perfect. We always live with this belief and myth with our upbringing, and parents have taught us that practice makes you perfect. Beta, go ahead and practice a lot. Yeah. Practice, my dear friend, will never make you perfect. Practice will make you better. Practice will make you progressive. And that's what you need to change in your mind. There is a certain mind shift, and suddenly you start thinking, okay, I'll keep on practicing unless I'll become better. And that's what exactly today, you look out Virat Kohli, the best example, the Indian cricketer. I mean, he still practices before he goes out of the field. So all I'm trying to say is that keep on practicing unless you feel that I'm good into this subject. And thirdly, start appearing more, not just as a speaker, but if you're going to attend a seminar, workshop, or any kind of session or group discussion, be the first one to answer. Raise your hand and answer it. That is also a form of public speaking. And fourthly, start observing around you what are the different formats of public speaking. Is that the Pandit ji in the mandir who is performing the hymns? That's public speaking. The people in the media, you're watching them on the television, they're also doing public speaking. How about the radio jockey? How about that spiritual leader talking to a group of people? And that's also public speaking. So public speaking is around us. Start observing, start taking interest, become a student of the subject, and you will see there's a tremendous amount of shift which will happen, and you will start loving language. That's my fifth one. Start creating love for language. Hindi or English doesn't matter, or maybe vernacular or regional language. What matters is what makes you fall in love with the language, fall in love with the words, and you will see public speaking coming to you gradually. The blessing of Saraswati Ma will come to you.
Very nice, sir. So if practice makes you better, so आप भी अभी भी practice करते हैं before going to stage and deliver your speech?
Every time without fail, because it's the same. The stage set, the light is on your face, the audience is set. They expect you to perform, they expect you to engage with them. And if you don't have the right tactics, right content, right research, you will fail. Every time you cannot use the same content. People feel that the job of public speaker is very easy. इसको तो बस बोलना है आके, उसको बोलना नहीं है. वो बहुत सारा रिसर्च करके आया, बहुत सारा इन्फॉर्मेशन लेके आया, बहुत सारा कलेक्टेड एरियाज में जा करके कुछ मोती ढूंढ के लाया, चुन चुन के, वो आपके सामने आके बोल रहा है. डू यू थिंक वी आर प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर दिस पॉडकास्ट? Probably ma'am would have done it, but I would have done it for sure, because I have some key points in my mind which I have to share with the students over there. And as you ask questions related to how they can improve their confidence. Yes. So there are certain points you need to keep in mind. For every speech, you need to practice. So
you need to research.
You need to research, and over a period of time, if you will speak more, you show up more, then practice becomes a habit, speaking becomes a habit, and then you try to do more. You attempt so many things extempore on the stage, and that's where you become extemporaneous speaker, and I love to do that.
Okay, very nice, sir. Sir, till now we have learned that you cannot be monotonous in your speeches,
Yeah.
because you need to engage your audience. One, I learned this. Second is that yes, practice makes you better and not perfect. You need to practice after your every speech, and you will be perfect maybe in future, but you need to practice every day. Sir, till now we have learned all this. Sir, is there anything else that you have such a great journey by your side? You have appeared in TEDx talks. You have appeared you have been a Josh Talk speaker. So, for example, if I am a good speaker, I'm a fine speaker, and I want to be a part of TEDx, how to do that? वो बताइए.
So, if you want to become a speaker who can speak on various other platforms like TEDx, Josh Talks, see, first and foremost thing is that you should have your own story. A story of resilience, a story of a journey, a transformation, or something you have achieved which is distinguished in terms of not many people can achieve that. So, what makes you unique? Find out. Second, you are just one step away from becoming a TEDx speaker. If you can become a student of public speaking. If you are an excellent orator, you love the vibes of words and communication, you can definitely become a TEDx speaker. It's just the virtue of time. And thirdly, I would say that start doing manifestation. It really works because when you manifest right things with your life, it makes you help become the right person. And you become the right person, you catch the right vibrations, and there you go, boom, you connect with that
The universe
requirement.
helps you. The
Yeah,
universe.
yeah, absolutely. So that's how a lot of things are achieved. But more or less on the technical side, TEDx has its own norms. Josh Talks, or my organization also, a Million Speakers Talks, we have our own norms to give platform to people. So it depends on what level of theme the organizer has and what level of speaker he is requiring. It depends on that also. So keep on trying.
So they apply. So you need to apply with an application on TEDx platform.
Yeah, so you have to go to the TED.com website and you have to search out for different events.
Okay.
Click there and start applying. So they have application links over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to write your story on.
Yeah, you need
that
to mention the answers on the question which they have mentioned.
Okay.
Like they will ask you why you want to apply for this talk.
Okay.
How do you relate with the theme?
Okay.
You will find these kind of questions.
Okay. And similar procedure is applied for Josh Talk.
No, Josh Talk is slightly different. You have to apply by email. Most of the Josh Talk speakers are by invite only.
Okay.
So, but if you wish to express your idea on Josh Talks, you can contact them by email on their website.
Okay.
And these social media handles are also there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think sir आप काफी कुछ कर चुके हैं. What is your future as a public speaker? मतलब आप क्या अपने लिए अब what are you manifesting in your future?
So I'm into full-time speaking business. I am going to create a lot of platforms. I'm already doing that. And MS Talks, my own platform, is 12-year-old, and we have given platform to more than 60,000 public speakers across the nation. I have a community of public speakers with over 1.1 million followers, Public Speaking University. You can check it out on Facebook. So these are some of the groups and identities which I have created over a period of time. And going forward, I believe that a speaker needs branding and marketing also. So we are working on those projects where we can give them exposure on how do they speak, how to convert their earning for speaking, how to make a career full time into this. So students, there's this long list to do, and I promise you, being author Sherry, I love to deliver that, and I love what I'm doing right now, and I love to keep my commitments on, and that's exactly I feel that I resonate my birth with, and I'm really following that, and I'm glad that I've been chosen by God to perform this particular role which I'm doing right now. Because some years back, I never realized that I'll become a public speaker. As you mentioned, how I became public speaker. Today, I'm coaching thousands and hundreds of people around the world. So it all comes to you when you start becoming who you are. And I think authenticity and vulnerability plays a very major role in what you are going to become in your life. So yes, there's a lot more to come in public speaking. And as an industry mentor, I promise you that the mission of 1 million speakers will be completed. And we're going to have so many speakers in India who will represent global platforms.
Okay, sir. So till now we have touched the aspects of public speaking, confidence building. Let's talk about now art of storytelling. So can you please elaborate on the art of storytelling for our students?
Sure. So, see, when we talk about storytelling, as I said earlier, also every day a human being on an average speaks 8 to 50,000 words, whether you are introvert or extrovert. And 70 to 80% of the time we use stories. We express stories, personal examples. So, when we talk about stories, since childhood we have been watching different movies and serials. What really excites every individual is how the character behaves, whether he's a hero or a villain. So, every character has its importance. Secondly, there's a desire to achieve something, and there's a conflict which does not allow you to achieve that. So, character, desire, conflict, if you include these three ingredients, you enter into a story, you create a story, and then add location to it. And then you will see there's a scene happening and there's a dialogue happening. So, suddenly you will see that there's a deeper aspect of story which has started getting created.
Yes.
And now the science part is that how you get into the different emotions, feelings, and how you start assuming that this happened with my life. You start relating to that story and you start creating that visual graphic in your mind or a movie in your mind, like a mental movie happening. You're watching a movie. I'm sure most of the people, when you go out in the theaters, you watch a movie. The reason who is Surinder. Yes. So when you watch a movie like this, you start creating your own movie. You plug in your own mental movie in the mind. And there's a movie in front of you going on. There is another movie going on inside your brain. So that's the power of storytelling. So what theaters tells us is storytelling, and what we do in public speaking is also storytelling. And as an epic storyteller, the quality of a great storyteller is that he connects with your mind and touches your heart, and he make you feel and think the way he wants you to. And that's how most of the messages in public speaking are delivered through storytelling. And when you talk about brand storytelling or corporate storytelling also, a lot of people use storytelling as a tool to convey their different presentations, cover statistics, and how you use that aptly to make your boredom presentations into exciting and invigorating presentations is something you really need to learn over a period of time. So that's how we use story.
I think brands also use storytelling to sell their products. Most of the time, yes. Yes, कि एक लड़की थी बाल चढ़े अभी वाला product also. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, so this is storytelling. So at last, sir, at last एक आप message दे दीजिए हमारे students के लिए कि how to inculcate the skill of public speaking and storytelling for becoming a great storyteller and a communicator. It's last message.
So, see, I want you to understand first of all, we have to become an ardent student of the subject. Then, once you are good in the subject, start practicing it on different platforms. Start showing up, speaking up on various platforms. And thirdly, keep communicating on different levels of platform. Whether you are a corporate leader, whether you are a business leader, it is evident that if you want to pass on your message to different level of people in today's economics, you need to use videos. You need to speak more. You need to use public speaking as a tool to reach out for your services and selling your products, or reach out for more presentations, especially when you are doing client to client kind of a role. So it is evident that public speaking is not only just a soft skill, it is a number one skill of 21st century.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you. So I believe that this podcast must have helped you to learn the techniques by which you can build up your confidence, adapt the skill of public speaking, and learn the art of storytelling. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast.